Hey guys, welcome back to Cadence RC. Hey, so today I'm going to get out for my first, well, it's actually not my first time, but kind of my first time with you guys, running my little SCX24 base camp. And then I just want to kind of share some thoughts on some stuff that I've been hearing about just RC racing in general, and yeah, kind of run through some thoughts on that. And not a whole lot in the news right now to talk about. We do have a race happening this weekend, which is two things going on this weekend, which is tonight we've got the our first race doing one up RC and NASCAR, low C NASCAR with 208 RC, and then this weekend Sunday we've got it's going to be the racer appreciation event for Eagle Hills Raceway, and we want to those guys we're actually going to pull up the pipe at the end of the day, but they're going to do free races on Sunday, so it'd be a fun chance to get out and maybe run some different cars. Today, this week I was watching a video with Lefty's, I can't remember the name of his channel, Lefty and Ryan Harris. We're kind of talking a little bit about RC structure and racing and what the sport needs to do to grow, and it got me thinking about, you know, being a new driver and being involved in the sport and trying to figure things out. And something that I've always kind of thought was a little bit weird is we've got so many different cars and so many different we don't really have any good pathways to be able to try to figure out who we're going to be as a racer. You know, it's just basically it's more about entertainment, in a way, I guess, than actually racing. You know, as a you know, to be able to turn it into something more. And you know, so like they were talking about, you know, what do you need to do to build the sport and make it into something bigger. And I think, you know, to me, I think the sport really needs to just simplify its structure. I wonder, oh, nice. You know, maybe you know, I do think that it does try to have its pathways as far as the 10 scale buggies, and I think, you know, 8 scale buggy and truggy are kind of the big classes, right? And you have your gas, you know, nitro vehicles, and your challenging little section, you know, but. And you do have, you know, obviously the pros have their thing, but I don't think that something that works very well in the current RC structures, at least locally, is we don't have a good pathway for beginners to learn the trade, to learn the art and become better drivers. And you know, when I started, I did race, you know, oval, and I do think the oval maybe it shows the signs of having something that's more better structured as far as getting a new driver going. I mean, I ran a ready to run class, which I think ready to run classes are your true beginner class, and you know, but it'd be interesting to see if there was a way, you know, how do you do something so that it's creating a pathway for a future as a driver. Maybe you want to be something more than just racing the RC car. And you know, I guess probably what I'd talk about is racing bicycles, racing BMX. BMX is very structured. You have two bikes, right? There's cruiser, and there's 20-inch. So 24-inch wheel bikes are cruiser, and your 20-inch bikes are your two sizes. And then you have age groups, and you have beginner, intermediate, expert, pro. Should be single A pro, and double A pro is the top of the heap, and it's very easy to know what your pathway is. If you wanted to become a professional BMX racer, you're gonna get a 20-inch BMX bike, and that's what you're gonna race. And you're gonna start out in novice, and you're gonna work your way up, and that is the pathway. And you know, it's just fascinating to me that RC doesn't have like a really just very structured thing like that, and it probably needs to. I think if it wants to grow, and mind you, BMX isn't a great example because BMX isn't very successful, right? It's a sport that I know that kids, they race till they're 16. As soon as kids get a driver's license, they're out. And I sort of feel like the RC racing, you've got your parents, you got adults like me that are big kids that want to come out and play with cars, and you know, it's kind of got the same problem where it's kind of the kids' sport, and but that's, I think, largely because you don't have good structures and ways to build the sport. And I do think that there is something to offer. You know, from an RC racing, trying to figure out a way to get this thing to stay. There we go. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk those thoughts and share some things. You know, not that it matters. It's just talking about racing and structure and how do we build the sport into something more than a hobby? Because really, I think that largely RC racing is a hobby. And I do think that, you know, maybe a little more structure, suddenly RC can be more than a hobby. Anyway, thank you for watching my video, and I can't wait to see you in the next.